Okay, I was planning on doing a little something. Let's just do it now. I was going to be like, maybe I'll move it back to Friday before the Middlekauff mailbag, but I got 3 quarterbacks this week, come Sunday, that I am fascinated to have an opinion on. 3 guys that are they going to change our opinions that we already have on them? Because I think 3 players, I think they're 3 of the more polarizing guys in the league right now. Starting first and foremost is with Carson Wentz. From a football perspective, he was terrible last year. He was awful. He was easily, to me, a bottom 2 or 3 quarterback in the league. But the majority of weeks, he might have been the worst starting quarterback on a given week of the starters. I'm not counting when Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt and C.J. Beathard and those type guys started. I'm talking true starters, week 1. I thought he was the worst starter as the season went on. Now, we've never disputed his physical gifts. But playing quarterback, especially once you get 28, 29, 30 years old, is about more than just throwing the ball hard and throwing the ball far. He had no touch. He had terrible decision-making. He was turning the ball over like Jameis, who we'll get into here in a second. Can Frank turn his career around? Is it just as simple as, Frank really likes him. Frank really believes in him. Carson's comfortable. Maybe Philadelphia was a little much for him. Maybe whatever reason, the locker room, just bad fit. I don't know. I don't have the answers. And obviously, I know a lot of people in Philly. No one really had the answers. It's one of the more bizarre things we'd ever seen. A guy that several years removed from looking like an MVP with all this talent, then just sucking. And that's what he did. He sucked. So is this guy going to be good now? It's not like he's had a smooth training camp, right? He broke his foot, we think, or whatever that weird injury was. Somehow he was going to miss a bunch of games, but somehow he came back early. Then he got corona, we think. Might have just tested positive or negative. Who even knows anymore? But it sure looks like he's going to play week 1. Is he going to look any good? Because last time I checked, they got a pretty tough game. Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, all those guys. Like, it's a big boy game. So actually one of the better games on paper this week. It's probably a top 2 or 3 game on paper by far. I'd probably have Browns-Chiefs 1. That might be 2. So I'm fired up. The game I might have 3 is Miami-New England. That game's fantastic. And Mac, he might struggle. He might be awesome. He's a rookie. So, I can live. He's going to ebb and flow. It's just a natural reaction and just everything's not going to be smooth. Whether he struggles week 1, whether he's awesome week 1, it's just part of playing the position. Unless you're Justin Herbert. But even that, he wasn't playing in front of fans. It's going to be difficult on given weeks. He's going to look awesome on given weeks. He's got a great coach, and he's got a good team. To me, the most polarizing guy in that game is Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, as we talked about last week, the head coach had to tell the team, we're not trading for Deshaun Watson with Tua standing right there. They just drafted the guy number 5 overall. He was viewed as one of the best college quarterbacks of the last decade. And now he just sucks. And I would lean maybe he's just not any good. I don't know. This happened before. It's going to happen again. He's smaller, doesn't have a great arm. He has a defensive head coach. So maybe it is just a struggle. But to me, if Mac Jones outplays Tua, that's not ideal. It's just not. Because that narrative will only grow. And it's not, to me, some fake narrative. Now, it's just based on what he played. Now, if your argument is, well, he was coming back off a major injury, that's fair. But what we saw last year as a player was not good. And it's not, you don't even need to hear anyone's opinion on it. Just watch what they did. They kept pulling him out of games because he wasn't very good. Whether it be the Raider game or the Bronco game. He got yanked for Fitzpatrick, who was clearly a much better player than him. And then to me, the last guy, just someone I just am fascinated to keep an eye on, is famous Jameis. Is Jameis Winston, who was drafted number 1 overall. And then Arians got there. We're like, okay, we might see what he's got. Throws all those interceptions. They upgrade with Tom Brady, which was a no-brainer. He goes to resurrect his career as a backup, just learning behind Drew Brees. Drew retires. He earns the job the following year because the hybrid guy just isn't good enough, which is the right move. Make, Taysom just play offense as a, whatever his quote-unquote position is on the field with Jameis. But can Jameis be good? Is Jameis a good enough quarterback with a top 5 head coach and a really good roster to have a team competing for the playoffs? To win 10, 11 games in the regular season? I don't know the answer to that. But I know this. I am fascinated to watch it play out. So, to me, Wentz and Tua and Jameis are 3 guys that I can't wait to watch play this weekend.